The sporty version for the Skoda Kodiaq. Here it is, the premiere of the Skoda Kodiaq VRS. First time we see it here in this generation, and we're here at the motor show in Germany for an exclusive preview. All the facts you need to know in exterior, interior, and of course here the powertrain now with Thomas Autogefühl in 4K, full screen, full length. Let's go. First of all, steel grey is the vehicle color, unique color, different available. And then here the front grille, vertical black fins, and you can see here the RS gets this horizontal light strip that goes through the front grille. Then the VRS logo. Remember, again, in the UK market you say VRS, in the German market it's just RS. That's why it also just says RS here on this show number plate. And then in the lower part also a sportier style with this honeycomb-like structure. The matrix LED are standard here, otherwise they are an option for the Kodiaq. And this is also the scheme about this vehicle overall. Yes, it's relatively high in the price inside the portfolio. It's a top trim model, but then it gets a lot of the things already as standard. For example, also the 20-inch wheels, we can see them right here. And then still crossover wheel arches here again in this rather simple design, so to speak, so it's not painted or something like that. Then the black mirror caps and also black frames around the window to make it a little bit sportier. And we also have here, this is not standard for the RS, a roof box here for you today. So this is another example of how you can make it a little bit more versatile. Because here everything is blacked out. You can see you have this flying roof effect. And the length, by the way, is 4.76 meters or 187 inches here for the Kodiaq, and the same also for the RS. Then towards the rear we have the modern tail lamp signature and this red strip that goes all the way through, but this is not illuminated in the middle part. And it's also typical for the RS models or VRS model that you have this reflector also in the lower part. Then is a newly designed VRS logo. We can also see it right here. And let's take a look. I would say this is a case for, wait for it, the Autogefühl fake exhaust police. Yeah, I mean the air does go through, but this is not the exhaust pipe. So the real exhaust pipe is then on the inside, but at least, yeah, it dissolves a little bit into it. Or what's your take on that? This one here comes with an all-wheel drive version. So usually it's a front-wheel drive platform, but this one here then with all-wheel drive. So power is also sent to the rear wheels. And the turning indicators, very visible in the front. Pretty cool. And in the rear you have also the cascading function, because as I said here you have the matrix LED included, and then you always have this cascading light signature also in the rear. Taking a look under the hood here, we now have the 2-liter 4-cylinder, 265 horsepower, so 20 horsepower more than in the previous generation, and 6.3 seconds in the acceleration figure, or 6.4 for the 7-seater version. It was 6.5 for both before, so a little bit quicker also in the acceleration to 100 kilometers an hour or 62 miles an hour. Yeah, so you can profit from some power boost. And the all-wheel drive system is front plus rear on demand with a Haldex clutch. You can also get some torque to the rear axle the more you push it actually through. What do you think about this power upgrade? Tell me in the comments. And by the way, yeah, this motor show episode here, it's always a little bit loud in the background, but I try to speak loud and clear. And we also use some filters there for the microphone that we maybe then have even still a good sound experience then for you. Another thing that is usually an option but standard here for the Kodiaq RS is the DCC Plus. VW calls it DCT Pro. It's a new adaptive suspension, the DCC, Dynamic Chassis Control, and that now has a 2-valve technology, so even more span between sportiness and comfort. Now let's take a look at the interior. First of all here, door closing sounds. That sounds solid. And that one too. And also special here, look at that, this is also something you can get here. These are the door sill protectors. They automatically fold out and then they protect the door against other doors or against other obstacles, and they are here in the rear and in the front. And some say that the mechanism wouldn't hold that long. We had that feedback with Ford sometimes. Not sure how it is with Skoda. If you have these here, tell me in the comments if they have hold for you so far or not. That would be very interesting to know. Then we have here the key fobs, standard high gloss black. Yeah, not my favorite honestly. And then inside of the doors, So this is a standard RS trim now. Here in top part there's a structure but rather hard. Then we have like a carbon fiber-alike look, but it's not carbon fiber. And then here standard would be microfiber with red contrast stitching, so that's nice. And inside of the doors also with a felt covering, so that's good. So many more expensive vehicles do not have that anymore. So I'm really glad to have here a nice felt covering that when you put sunglasses in, they don't fly all over the place. And Kodiaq entry badge here, a small one, but it's a nice quality actually, like with a matte finish. That's pretty cool. Then steering wheel, now a Skoda lettering instead of a logo, and VRS badge in the lower part. We also have some perforation here. This is animal material, by the way. The seats, they are from microfiber on the inside, standard RS, and also sport seats here with the integrated head restraint. They look amazing. Leatherette on the outside, and then also electric seat control. And this is also the standard RS trim. And actually pretty cool. I mean, it looks good, but at the same time, it's also comfortable. It works for tall adults here with 189, 6'2". Great comfort. They house you in and also take pressure from the lower lumbar area. Here, a lot of headroom left. Electric control. The front part here, you can also fold in and out like this. And they feel really nice. Look at that, how the like the materials are shining through, so it's like perforated, also a little bit more breathable then. Steering wheel, up and down, in and out, easy to control. And the switch gear is here on the right side, so just forward. This is backwards, so also very easy when you're going back and forth in like parking maneuvers or something. On the steering wheel, you still have some real buttons, like for the heated steering wheel, and you can jog around with these here a little bit. Here also, when you press this one, you can easily deactivate some of the assistance systems, for example. So overall, yeah, nice seating position and looks like a good quality interior so far. Cockpit overview, really beautiful here with the microfiber, for example, or the dash, and also this decor element is really attractive. You can feel the structure, it's really high class, I have to say. Then we have one glove box in the lower part, dampened, and the second one here in the top part. This is a first hand-built car, so let me try again. There we go. So there's another space. So in the one like the final version we tested, this one also was working properly. It's just that when we have these like the first vehicle that is built, sometimes, there we go. So now it's working properly. So you have this two split here, which is really cool, and also then the stitching on the top. Then in the middle console, really interesting to really have still manual climate dials. That's good. And they also have some clicking sounds, some galvanization around. You click in it, and then you have the seat heating here, and also multi-purpose for here, drive mode selection, or you press one more time. There we go. Then you have the fan speed, for example. So this is multi-purpose or multi-purpose use. Good idea, and also different to the Tiguan or the VW Tayron. They do not have that. So here a more classic user interface, and I really appreciate to have that here. Then we also have a panoramic roof, and we can also open that. And yeah, I do not crash the roof box by that. So glad they thought about that. And yeah, it doesn't make too much sense here at the moment, but at least you see that it does make sense in a way. And if it's really, really hot, you would buy this roof box for 1,300 euros to have a sunshade. That's the one alternative. Or you can just use this shade here. There's an electric shade available. Yeah, these sliders here are not my favorites on the top part though. But here, look at that shade here. And then you can also pull it all the way through. So this panoramic glass roof goes really, really all across the vehicle. Yeah, the seats are really cool, right? They look really amazing, really look like from a supercar or something like that. So that's pretty cool. Then two USB-C chargers right here. We can slide this open. Then we have two inductive charging pads. Rarely we see that. Only in Tesla Model 3 and Y, and also ventilated. Then slide this open. Multiple cup holder solution. This is here like an ashtray solution, and we can also slide this one over, or here's some adaptive cup holder action. Then here for the bottles that you can open them with one hand when they are stuck in the lower part. And we have some coin holders. That's a very German thing, right? Isn't it? And then soft here for your elbow, nice cushioning, microfiber, open that one, and more space underneath. And we can also slide this one a little bit forward if you prefer that. Driver POV, really good to have the real buttons here. This is, by the way, here for the volume on the right side then.
which doesn't make too much sense that you could control the instruments from the right side then. Yeah, okay, but anyways, here with the left and the right arrow, you can change the views. And both the left and the right arrow do similar but also different things. So it's not that clear often what you do. But here you can then, for example, just by scrolling this or pressing the upper button, you can activate the speed limiter at the steering wheel pretty easily. So that's actually good. And then we also have a head-up display. There we go. And the central infotainment system, you can now also individualize your DCC from sportiness to comfort in an individual mode. Other than that, when you use the mode pre-select in the lower part, this also changes things. Then you also have more climate functions, but most of the time you will just use that stuff from below. The internal GPS, by the way, has this overlay that does work then here, that you can also see what you are doing. And you also have some presets here in the top part where you can also get to like an assistance systems menu. And Apple CarPlay integration here, wireless. And what's also interesting, first of all the way across, and now there we go. So here it does work that you also have the proper overlay without the map getting black or something. So this is a good software version here. And not to forget this feature here, the famous tiny Skoda trash bin. Leah can show that to us. What would you put in there?
Maybe dog poop?
Dog poo in there. Yeah, that's a good idea. So yeah, why not? Or yeah, tell me in the comments, what would you put in this tiny trash bin? Then rear seats. First of all, here we have the sunshade menu and it goes all the way across. So that's cool. Here more hardback, then the nice insert here and pretty cool door handles also from the inside, isn't it? And more microfiber used here for the RS version, red contour stitches. Here in the rear though, this is then hardpack, so we don't have the felt covering here. Then the seat, we also have the nice microfiber seat right here. You can slide it forward or backward, and isofix on the outer seats each. Here you can also control the angle of the seat, so really flexible here indeed. Then a couple of accessories here, for example, smartphone or iPad holder. You can also pull that out if you like. They also look cool from the back side right here with the high-grade leatherettes, which is really nice. Then we have a small light here actually that goes from the 12-volt power supply and two USB-C chargers. Good to have that light here now. And then more cup holders in the lower area. You can fold out like this actually, but you could also take out this whole thing here if you do not like that. And then yeah, I can make myself some light here with the lower light. And here in the outside seat, wow, look at that. This is how I am driving, and this is so much legroom here. So yeah, hardly do we have so much legroom in vehicles here, and it's not too long actually. And then once again, I can change the inclination like this, more upright or more sleeping position. Nice ambient lighting integration here also in rear, and it's really comfortable upright, a lot of space also in height here with 189, 6'2". Then here cup holders, they are not adaptive though, but everything feels like a very solid build quality. Yeah, and this 2/3, 1/3 split, that means here I can slide this one also forward, so I have more trunk length, or then here more legroom, very flexible. And here these are then additional, you know, like for the feet, that they are a little bit more comfortable. You don't have to go for it, but you see there are a lot of things optionally available for here. And we also have a separate light in here with touch and also handles here. Sometimes they are also just being like coast cutted, but here 1, 2, 3, 4 handles. So even if someone would drive a little bit quicker, you could still hold on tight. Who might that be? Well, about 910 liters of trunk or boot. Let's take a look. Here, the cover. There we go. This is the 5-seater version. There is also a 7-seater version available if you like. This one, of course, then has a little bit more volume. And then here, the length is 1 meter and 10 or 43 inches, and the width in the lower part 1 meter or 40 inches. Then unlock of the seats, remote control, left and right. There we go. You can push them down a little bit more. Let's see, like this and this. So that is possible. There we go. Then they're also actually fixed and stay in that position. And then the total length to the seats as we would be driving. There we go. Yeah, it's the full ruler here, like 2 meters or 79 inches. So, wow, rarely are vehicles that flexible. Then here, you know, Skoda has a fable for floor mats this way or the other way, like the rugged side. You can put there and another layer here. Then there's the replacement tire. And last but not least, very popular function here also for our reels, for example, there is the deployable towing hook, and you can of course easily hide that one again here. We also have tested the 7-seater version of the Kodiaq already. We will link that video at the end of this very video here then very soon if you want to tune into that one. But yeah, I mean, if you think about that, this one has nice performance, at the same time there's hardly any other car at that size, at that length, that has so much flexibility in the rear and in the trunk. By the way, maybe you've seen it in the Octavia RS review recently. Here, Kodiaq also has here some hanger that you can work here underneath, so then it stays open. Interesting, isn't it? Did you hear by the way what I just said, by the way? I said Kodiaq, and I think it's also a fitting one because it's so easy to say like Skoda Kodiaq and just say, yeah, it's the Kodiaq, you know. So this is also the Kodiaq RS. So the price usually for a Kodiaq starts at about 37,000 euros. This one here, and also when you put some extras in it, like 60,000 euros. So not cheap at all, but then you have this combination of a family vehicle, even with a 7-seater option, but still something sporty, something with a little bit more performance, and of course, yeah, something enjoyable. So that's why the Kodiaq VRS has always been very popular, and I think it would also continue in this very generation. And I think it's also good to have then here the turbo petrol engine under the hood. What do you think about the Kodiaq RS? Tell me in the comments. And we have more Kodiaq content for you, or of course the recent competitor internally, the VW Tayron.